Hello, this is Dr. Joseph Shelson. You're about to see a video profile of Ernie Rossi, who is a fixture here in Little Italy. And the interview is conducted by Michael Castaldo. I think you're going to be very, very pleased. Ernest is a third generation in this community doing his thing with the store that his grandfather once had right next to the museum at 187 Grand Street. So please tune in and watch this great video.
Listen, I'm busy now.
You're more important.
Hi, my name is Michael Castaldo, and I'm an Italian tenor, producer, singer-songwriter, and I perform, I write songs, and one of the places that sells my CDs is here in the heart of Little Italy, Manhattan, a place that's been around for over 100 years, Rossi and Company, and I'm here with the nephew of the founder, Ernie Rossi. And Ernie's been a good friend, very supportive. He's a songwriter as well. He loves artists, he loves musicians, he takes care of them, and he understands us, and he's very, very supportive, one of a kind in our community. And Ernie, tante belle cose. Oh, you're going to give me a big Italian Neapolitan bear hug.
Yeah, big bear hug,
yeah.
You're looking good, Michael.
Thank you, Ernie, thank you.
Yeah.
So tell us about this incredible store.
This is Rossi and Company. My grandfather immigrated here in 1900, and somewhere around 1910 he opened up the business, and he started selling newspapers, magazines, and then finally he got into publishing music from Naples. At that time, in the early 1910s and 20s, there were a lot of Neapolitan songwriters here in Little Italy, and he published their music. In fact, I think 1924 he published a song called CASTALDO, which was sung by Gil de Mignonette. And then after that he did Come Bella Sta Giorna and Senza Mamma Innamorata. And at that time they sold sheet music, pianola rolls. In fact, I have a picture here if you want to see.
Yeah, we'll show them. You have it here now?
Yeah, look right here.
Okay.
I'm going to show you a picture of my aunt and uncle in the 1920s. My uncle Eduardo Rossi and my aunt Concetta Rossi. There they are, right here. There's my uncle Eduardo Rossi, Concetta Rossi.
Wow.
And here, this is all sheet music, and these are the pianola rolls.
So later on, we will show this nicely, and so you can capture that. This is from the book called Little Italy.
Yes, by Emelisa.
Emelisa, yes, we know Emelisa. She's wonderful. Absolutely.
And in fact, this book,
yeah,
which is in English,
mm-hmm.
Next month is coming out in Italian.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, finally
Fantastic.
we got it done in Italian.
Excellent, excellent. Tell us a little bit about the story of how long Rossi has been around before that big thing where you had to move to this present location.
Oh, wow. I mean, right now we're located at 193 Grand Street, but we were located at 191 Grand Street, which is just next door to us. And
on the other side of the street?
No, not even on the other side of the street. Just right next to us here. Just walk out, make a left, right where the restaurant is now.
Oh, really?
The restaurant.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
And what happened was that the building was sold. We didn't own it. New owners came in, and the rent went up like, we were looking like 25 grand a month for the location, because they wanted to rent it to a restaurant. But luckily, in the end, they were nice enough to work something out with me where we were able to come here, and we're still here in Little Italy.
And how long have you been in this location?
About 7 years now.
7 years?
Yeah, yeah.
And that other location, you were there from 1910?
No, we were in that location from 1936. And you know what the Italian American Museum is?
Yes.
my grandfather opened up next door to it. Here's the Italian American Museum, it's 187 grand. He opened up, no, 189 grand. He opened up right next to it on 187 grand. Yes, camera. Yeah.
That's okay. She's shopping.
All right, she's shopping.
She's bringing you business here, Ernie.
So actually, where the museum is, I think he's looking to eventually, the museum owns 3 buildings on the corner.
Right.
So he's in the old Stadtbill Bank now,
Right.
and eventually I think he's going to break into that, where that store was at 187.
So you were there from 1910 to 1936?
1910 to 1936.
And then you're 36 here at the corner,
And-
and then the past 7 years here.
Right here, yeah.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And who do you sell to, aside from tourists that come to Little Italy?
I mean, we had a lot of customers for years that would come down from Connecticut, New Jersey, all the Italian Americans from all over came down here. But gradually, I guess a lot of those customers have either passed on, or people have moved away. And also the parking situation is tough here, so it's seeing less and less of them. And I miss them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I used to love when we opened up the store on a Saturday, Sunday morning. You know, some of the older Italian ladies come in, and we give them a price, and then they start haggling with me. But you know what? I love them. I miss them. You know, and because of them, they kept us in business.
So when my mom came here and did all that shopping, you must have enjoyed it.
Oh, I loved it.
What is this? 14 bucks? I'll give you 7.
I love it. I love it. No, I love it. It's you know.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, poor Ernie, my mom's sending him out of business here. But you were used to that.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so no wonder your prices are a little bit higher, just in case.
Well, sometimes
you get somebody who negotiates with you.
Sometimes we do. Not everything, but sometimes we do. Yeah. But you know, I miss seeing all those old timers. Now a lot of their grandkids come down, but most of them come down now in the evening. So they'll come down to Little Italy, they'll go and eat, and after they finish eating, maybe they'll decide to have a cappuccino, espresso, or a piece of pastry, and they'll come next door here to Ferraris.
Okay.
And
that's been here since 1896 or something, right?
Ferrara established 1892.
Wow, 1892.
1892. Same year, Oliva's across the street established 1892.
Ernie, we are here at E. Rossi and Company.
Okay.
Your grandfather started this.
Yes.
So then your father took it over.
My father took it over.
Tell us more about Ernie Rossi, the grandson.
Okay. I was born on Mulberry Street, 146 Mulberry Street, above Angelo's Restaurant. And we lived on the 5th floor. Then we moved. We moved from the 5th to the 4th floor.
Oh, a big move.
But we had a double apartment. I mean, we really had 2 big apartments. It really was beautiful. And I mean, I grew up on Mulberry Street. As a kid, we played ball in the street. We played touch football, stick ball, wiffle ball, you name it. I'm surprised, really, that I've never got, I was lucky I never got run over by a car. But the streets were ours. We controlled the streets. We did whatever we wanted. And at night, we used to play in the streets. And then the old ladies would get disgusted hearing us, all night. Every once in a while, one of them would open up the window and throw hot water down at us. And then I'd always get...
Was it the hot water from the pasta?
I don't know where it came from. And also, they would yell out the window, "Wait till I see your father. Wait till I see your mother." But I had a great time growing up here. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything in this world. And also, we had the store on the corner. And every time not only Italian, but the new top 40 releases would come out. Because we used to have the Billboard chart on the counter, and every time a new release would come out by any of the rock or pop artists, we'd immediately get it. At that time, you had a lot of kids in this neighborhood that were born here. Excuse me 1 second.
Absolutely.
All right, so
you were growing up here.
I grew up on Mulberry.
Billboards. You used to get the songs.
Yeah, and I remember my uncle would give me $1, and I would go uptown. At that time, on the Hell's Kitchen, there were a lot of record wholesalers there.
Oh.
And I remember my father, when he used to send me up, he said, when you buy the 45 records, ask them how much is it if you take a box slot. And then ask them how many extra they'll throw in, and then pay them cash and ask them, what's the discount for cash?
Oh, man.
I got that book. I picked up the records. 15-cent Subway. I got the hot dog and a Heinz root beer, and I came back to the store.
I love it.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
The way they used to do business back then, eh?
So on a box at 25, maybe they throw 2 extra ones on top of it, and then maybe
And then if you pay cash, you got even
extra 2%,
an extra 2 more discs. And things
Yeah,
like
it
that.
ended up. It ended up. Yeah.
Fantastic. That's great. Now, when did you start picking up the guitar and
I
playing?
started
and
playing the
writing songs?
guitar probably when I was about 13, 14 years old.
Mm-hmm.
I had a cousin that plays guitar professionally, and I used to go out to Brooklyn, and he gave me lessons. And then he got a divorce. And after that, I was just getting into learning how to play classical guitar, and he wanted to get a divorce, so the lessons went. But I kept playing the guitar,
Okay.
and I would, every night, especially the spring and summer, I'd sit out here on Mulberry Street playing Beatle tunes or whatever. And wherever I went, I had the guitar on my back. And then I got married, and I wrote a beautiful song.
Now, did you get married because of the music?
Yes.
Your wife saw you with the guitar?
You know what?
There you go.
I called her one night. I wrote a song for her.
And what was the song called?
The song was called, I never really gave this song a title.
A title. So it was untitled. It was a work in progress.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, I took the phone, kept it off the hook, and I just sang the song to her. She fell in love with me.
That's it.
And we got married.
I love
And
it.
then when we got married, we had a band.
Did you sing the song at the wedding?
Yeah.
Yes.
So when I went up to sing,
Uh-huh.
my father-in-law looked at my wife and said, "What's that crazy? What is he doing? What is he doing?" I went up, I sang it, then everybody clapped, and then my father-in-law took his chair out, sat in the center, and he said, "That's my son-in-law."
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. The
It
song
took
actually,
music to turn him around. I love it.
Yes.
What a great story.
Oh, the song was "I Wish That You." But I never even gave it an actual title.
Listen.
I wish that you would wake me in the morning and put me to sleep in the night. And if you would always be by my side for life's a long and lonely fight. And if you would say I do and be the mother of my child, then I would be so very happy, 'cause I know that someone loves me, and I will always have you in my heart.
I love that. That's
Thank you.
beautiful. That's great.
And then she
How many
goes-
children you have?
No, we don't have.
Oh, no children.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, when I first was married, my wife was pregnant, and she crossing the street, a car hit her, and she lost a child.
So sorry.
And then it was, we'll have next year, then we just 40 some odd years, 41 beautiful years passed by.
41.
Yeah.
Benedito. That's
Yeah.
great. Congratulations.
And last year, she found out that she needs spinal surgery. She has a fractured vertebrae, so they have to put a rod in her spine. So I wrote a song for her, and called
That-
Parla L'amore con te.
The one that you played for me before.
Yes.
I love that one. There.
Thank you.
Yes.
And so she's going to see the surgeon again in another month, and see when she's going to have the surgery.
I see.
But
Wow.
she's been really good to me.
That's great. Well, you've been good to a lot of people.
Thank you.
A lot of people. All the artists that I know in the community, have nothing but praise for
thank you very much. Thank
and how gentle you are with them. You're nurturing to them because your history and music and publishing and so on and so forth.
I mean, I love when someone like you comes in, you come in the store, you have a new release. I can't wait to hear it.
Okay. Some of the most memorable people you've met.
You?
Oh, die, forza, mannaggia la miseria. Let me take out my boots now. Come on, really.
Francis Ford Coppola.
Really? Wow,
Yeah.
tell us about that.
Francis Ford Coppola. Actually, his grandparents, or I think it was his grandfather,
Yeah, Nicola.
was friends with my
Is
grandfather.
that right? Wow.
Back in the early part of the century.
Mm-hmm.
And probably was about a little over a year and a half ago, he came in the store, and I knew it was him. And I asked him about his mom, because his mother's name was Italia, like my mother.
Mm.
And he had told me that she had passed on. And he said that his daughter just gave birth, and he became a grandfather, and he was so excited. And I remember talking to him about the old police headquarters that my dad had told him, like, I don't know, probably 15 years ago. He says, "Why didn't you buy that building and make it a studio?" And at the time, I guess it was quite expensive to redo that building. But I guess knowing what the values are today, He would have jumped on it. Too bad he didn't take it. But also, Dion was here.
Dion and the
Yeah,
Belmonts? Okay.
Dion Minucci.
Yes, okay.
Yeah, he was here.
Great musician.
Yeah.
Great
In
artist.
fact, I was singing and he walked over to me, had a baseball hat on, sunglasses, and he said, "I like the way you sang that song." I says, "Well, I'm looking for a singer." And he says, "No, I like the way you did it." He says, "I know a little bit about music." So I said, "Well, what do you do, sir?" He says, "I'm Dion." I says, "What?" Took off his glasses, his hat. I says, "Oh my God, you're Dion. You gave me a compliment. I just died and went to heaven." And then I said, "You want a copy of the song?" He says, "No." He says, "I'm into the blues." He says, "Give me the guitar." I wrote something this, and he took the guitar and he sang me a song right here where you're standing.
Ah.
I was so fascinated. I don't even remember what the hell he said, what he sang or anything. Yeah.
You were like a little kid in a candy shop.
Oh my God! Oh wow! And through the years, there've been so many. One day I was here. A friend of mine brought in Tony Orlando.
Yeah. Wow. Okay.
One day George Lopez walked in.
Oh, the comedian. Oh,
Yeah,
I like
he
him.
walked in. He looked around. He says, "Is it all right if I ask you a question? Is it going to be okay?" Guy's funny, lovable guy. He gave me his autograph and everything. Really nice guy. And there's countless many people have come in here. We moved out of the corner. Another famous actor came in the store. It was snowing. It was blizzard out. Guy came in to buy a rubber gasket for his coffee maker.
Wow.
The last sale I made. Oh, gee, I can't remember his name. Very famous character actor.
Character actor?
Yeah, character. Yeah.
In Italian movies?
No. In English.
In English?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he came in and bought the gasket. And I was
Do you
just
sell a lot of gaskets from coffee?
I sell more gaskets than coffee pots. Everybody, they forget them on the stove. In fact, I'd rather sell the gasket. It's a higher profit. I mean, it's a higher margin. Then they go home they buy it, they go home, and it still doesn't work because they might have stripped it or whatever. They're going to come back and buy another pot.
That's it.
But when I sell something I like, I really want them to be happy with what they bought.
Sure.
This way, if they're happy with it, they'll come back again.
So aside from myself that comes and breaks your chops about my CDs and selling them here to your clientele, I know there's Jenna Esposito. Tell us more about some of the local Italian community
Jenna came
artists
in
here.
last year with her dad.
Fortunato.
Yes. Yeah.
Great guitar player.
Oh, what a name.
Yeah. Fortune
Esposito.
Yes.
He comes walking in the door with his daughter, beautiful Jenna, and she showed me her CD on Connie Francis because she's looking to get the role of Connie Francis on Broadway. And just before they walked out, he says, "Wait a minute, you got 2 minutes." Took my guitar out, sang her the song "Fa l'amore con te." She turned around, looked at her dad, he looked at her, and then they looked at me and said, "We want to do it." I said, "Nah, you just want to make me feel good." She says, "No, we're serious." Gave her a copy of the music, and right after that, she started performing the song.
Excellent.
In fact, I did a duet with her at Birdland Jazz Club.
Oh, yes.
And Michael Feinstein was in the audience. He came up, and he loved the song. And,
Excellent.
He said I made him feel verklempt. And then also we have Alfio comes in here.
From Australia.
Yeah, from Australia. I love it when he talks Italian, then speaks English. Great guy. And he did a couple of nice CDs.
Yes.
And we have Patricio Bueni, who comes here quite often, who probably know him for almost at least 10 years now. When he first came to America, he walked into the corner store, and he started picking up newspapers and reading them. And my father says, "Hey, I'm here to sell the papers, not for you to read them."
Wow.
And then they turned around. Yeah. And then he started talking to my father in Italian. He speaks Neapolitan. My father, even though he was born here, spoke fluent Neapolitan. And they started to talk. And he said to my father, "Well, I'm a singer." And he said, "Have you ever met Frank Sinatra?" Which he has. Dean Martin, Jerry Vale, all these great singers. My father says, "Yeah, I've met them." He says, "Wow, they're such great singers." So my father looked at him and says, "Well, you could become big like them too." So years later, he came back one day. He remembered the place, but there was some construction going on, and we had just moved. And he sent some girls down here looking for me. And the girl walked in. She says, "What he remembered was," he says, "go." The name of his name is Ernie Rossi, next to the cannoli place.
Ferraris.
And then he says, "Oh, you got to come." He's at Avery Fisher Hall. He's going to do a concert, and we went up there to see him. Yeah.
Wow, what a great story.
Yeah,
He comes, reads the newspaper, almost gets thrown out of the
He
store.
got the. My old man came down, and usually when I sit here and look at who's coming in the door, and then I'll say, well, they might go for this or go for that, and I'll switch over to that CD, and they'll walk around, and they'll listen.
Right.
You know, like your Christmas CD, you know, on Christmas time, they walked in, they walked around the store, and they're looking up in the air. And then I have the CD here on the counter, and I say, well, this is what you're hearing. Oh, wow, I've never heard this before. This is beautiful.
Wow.
And they buy it.
Look at that.
So, right before Thanksgiving, brought me his Christmas CD.
Extravergine.
Yeah. I played it. Honestly, we had 100 copies. 2 or 3 days before Christmas, sold every one of them. Everyone that came in here just loved it. I mean, it was really a fantastic Christmas album. It wasn't the same old blah blah, you know. It really was a great album, and really did a fantastic job.
Look at that.
And you know, and it's an experience like a shop like this. We're the last one left. I mean, years ago there were many shops like this. I had an uncle. Excuse me 1 second.
Sure.
We're the last shop left like this, but I mean, years ago I had an uncle that had a shop like this, Eduardo Rossi on Hester and Mulberry, where CASTALDO restaurant is now. Across the street there was Forsano. Then there was another lady had a shop, a carousel up the block. There were many shops like ours left, but now I'm the last one left here.
And also, don't you sell these things to other shops like this in other little Italies throughout the country as well too? So you're also a distributor as well too?
Yes, we distribute, and we sell shops in Boston, Rhode Island, Florida, California, wherever Italians are.
Right, right.
And there's a lot of Italian communities. I mean, I love speaking to someone in California and then finding out, you know, when did their grandparents or parents or whatever immigrated here. I mean, I'd love to hear all these different stories.
Sure.
Because I thought, as a kid growing up, that everybody came in through Ellis Island into New York.
Right.
And that is not the case.
No. You know how many came through New Orleans?
Oh, yeah.
Unbelievable.
In fact, I think I'm Ernie Rossi, here at the E. Rossi Company of 193 Grand Street, right off the corner of Grand and Mulberry. And we're open here late every evening. I'd love you all to come down. Maybe I could sing you a song. Maybe I could sell you a coffee maker. Or maybe I could sell you Michael's new CD. But you gotta come down. I mean, we have to keep Little Italy alive. Because that's, you know, that's our roots.
Yes.
And, you know, you come down, go eat a nice dinner, stop at Ferraris, get a nice cannoli and a cappuccino espresso, and don't forget to come in here.